All right, thank you. Good evening, everybody. We'll call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board, Wednesday, September 7th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Board members present are Dick Peterson, Elizabeth Conger, our newly elected Vice Chair, Kia Baskerville, and my name is Jimmy Praley. Also present tonight, we have City Attorney Mike Lyles and Deputy City Clerk Cynthia Gaines. First item on the agenda, has the board had the opportunity to review the minutes of of our last meeting, and are there any additions or corrections?
I move they be accepted.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 The minutes will stand as approved. Then before we begin our regular business, I'll state for the record that since this is a virtual hearing, anyone wishing to submit public testimony may do so by way of written testimony, which will be submitted as part of the official record. You may do so by going to www.annapolis.gov/ABC. And with that, I will declare our disciplinary hearing open. The first disciplinary case concerns the Chart House. In accordance with Article AB of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, the rules and regulations of this board, this disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-12581, alleging the sale of alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. And who's here tonight for the Chart House? I see a bunch of people here. Mr. Christoph, I see you. Could you just introduce yourself, state your name and address for the record, and then introduce all of the individuals who are here for the Chart House, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Tony Christoph, 720 2nd Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. I am an officer of and attorney for CHLN Maryland, Inc., trading as the Chart House. I have with me this evening the other two officers on the license, the other two licensees, Mr. Broccolina and Mr. Kramer. Also with us this evening are the general manager of the Chart House, Thomas Finnan, and the server involved in the incident, Kimberly Rayleigh.
Okay, thank you, sir. Before we get started, I'm going to have everybody raise their right hands so I can administer the oath. Mr. Crystal, if you're an attorney, you don't have to do that. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the statements you're about to give are true and correct?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, and I believe everybody answered in the affirmative, including Sergeant Fitzpatrick, who does not have his video on. I'm going to ask everybody to give us their addresses for the record, and I'll start with Mr. Kramer. If you could just give us your address for the record, please.
6314 Ferris Street, Houston, Texas, 77081.
Thank you. Mr. Broccolina, if you could do the same.
1325 Pebble Springs Lane, Glendora, California, 91471.
And Mr. Finnan, if you could do the same thing too, please. You're muted, sir. Sorry.
107 Henry Stoop Way, Chester, Maryland, 21619.
Okay, and then Ms. Rayleigh, if you could do the same thing.
Sure, it's 135 Brent Road, Arnold, Maryland, 21012.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Crystal, have you had the opportunity to read the police report associated with this infraction?
Have, Mr. Chairman, and we would waive the reading of that and also indicate that Chart House does not dispute the charges.
Okay, excellent. With that, we will make the report the city's evidence in this case. We'll turn it over to you for mitigation and for a proffer. Tell us what happened, and then I'll see if the board has any questions, okay?
Mr. Chairman, that's fine. What I would like to do is introduce Mr. Finnan, who's already indicated his presence, ask him whether he was generally familiar with the circumstances involved in the violation.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I was. Yes, I was.
Go ahead.
On the day, Kim was one of the bartenders. She's been a bartender at Chart House for the past 12 years. She was late for her shift. She came on, she was doing multiple things. It was the first person that she had waited on that night, and she served an underage person.
All right. Would you describe for the board generally the training mandated by Chart House for all managers and employees who handle alcoholic beverages?
Yes, Landry's has a system that everybody does during training where they take a alcohol test and an alcohol training course. And no employee is allowed on the floor until that training is done.
Do they also take tips courses?
Yes, the managers are required to take tips courses.
Would you indicate to the board the procedures followed to assure that employees are aware of the rules regarding alcoholic beverage service, and indicate whether you attempt to impress on each the severity of violations of those rules and regulations?
Absolutely. Not only is that we know during training that the person has taken and are certified on alcohol training, we receive an email daily telling us which employees need to take the course and which employees are coming up to take the course. So we take it very seriously, and we make sure that everybody's trained on alcohol before they get on the floor.
And do you have daily meetings with the persons who will be involved in service of alcoholic beverages on that particular day? Absolutely.
We have pre-shifts every day, and we emphasize every day on the importance of making sure everybody IDs everybody. And we don't, they take that very, very seriously.
All right. In the case in the date in question, do you know whether Kimberly attended that meeting?
Well, actually, we have the meeting at 4 o'clock, and Kim came late to work. She came in probably somewhere around 10 to 5. So she missed that meeting.
And would you again explain the email system that you utilize to assure that the persons on the floor have had the requisite training?
Yes, our regional director sends an email daily telling us which employees haven't taken the test or which employees need to take the test. And if they haven't taken the test, they're not allowed to work on the floor.
I have no more questions from Mr. Finnan, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Mr. Crystal. Do you have any questions for any of the other licensees or witnesses that you brought tonight?
I do not.
Okay. All right, we'll turn it over and we'll see if this side has any questions. Does the board have any questions of Mr. Crystal?
I have none. I'm very familiar with Chart House's operation, and I feel very strongly that this was just a real accident on Kim's part. But
Yeah, I agree.
It happened.
Okay. Well, with no additional questions, the board will confer on this case and will render our decision before our next meeting, which is scheduled for October 5th, 2022. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next infraction concerns the Graduate Hotel, 126 West Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. Again, in accordance with the Alcoholic Beverages article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, and the rules and regulations of this board. This disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-10734, alleging the sale or providing of alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. And I see Miss Carter here tonight. How are you, Miss Carter?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Different title for you tonight. I'm not used to this. Good evening. And I am here tonight both as an attorney and also I serve as the resident licensee in connection with the Graduate Hotel.
Okay, understood. If you could just give us your address for the record, and I'm going to ask you, I'm assuming that Daisy Hobgood is also here with you tonight.
She is.
Okay.
And I thought that there were several other people that were going to be joining us, including the young man who's involved in the incident, but we're prepared to proceed without anybody else and make proffers.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry, Madeline, go ahead.
I was going to say you were the only person I had on my list, but if you have those names, I can double check if they're in the attendee list.
Do you have of course, I can't read my scribble and my printer stopped working. Is Jean on?
Is their last name?
I knew you were going to test me on this, and I'm drawing a complete blank.
It's Jean Shore, I believe.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I have a
Thank you so much.
Shore who I can promote right now.
Please.
Great.
Please.
Okay. They should be on as soon as they accept that prompt.
Hey, Jean.
All right.
And Mr. Chairman, I failed to give
Hi,
you.
Linda. Hello,
There we
Mr.
go.
Chairman.
Now, hi, how are you? All right, Ms. Carter, if you could just give us your address for the record, then I'm going to ask Ms. Hobgood and Ms. Shore to do the same thing. Then I'll administer the oath and I'll turn it over to you. Okay.
Thank you. It's Linda Carter. My home address is 390 Gamble Oak Court, Millersville, Maryland, 21108. My professional address is Carter Law LLC, 11720 Beltsville Drive, Suite 100, Beltsville, Maryland, 20705.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Carter. Ms. Shore, could you give us your name and address for the record too, please?
Yes, my name is Jean Aloisi Shore, and I live at 7 Jefferson Drive in Palmyra, Virginia, 22963.
Okay, thanks. And Ms. Hobgood, same thing, name and address for the record.
My name is Daisy A. Hopgood, 3804 Little Bend Road, Louisville, Kentucky, 40241.
All right, and Ms. Shore and Ms. Hobgood, if you could raise your right hands while I administer the oath, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true and correct?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Ms. Carter, have you had the opportunity to review the police report in connection with this infraction?
We have, Mr. Chairman. We accept the allegations as contained in the report and would admit that the incident occurred.
Okay, thank
Waive
you.
reading.
With that, we will admit the report as the city's evidence in this case. We'll turn it over to you. Tell us what happened here. You know how you can proceed by proper testimony or a combination of both, but we'll turn it right over to you, Ms. Carter. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So Brian Marquez, the young man who's involved in this incident, had been in the hospitality industry for more than 14 years. Started when he was 15, in fact. He is actually a bar supervisor because he has performed extraordinarily well at the Graduate Hotel. And in his 15 years in the industry, 14 years in the industry, this was actually his very first incident. He's had a number of compliance checks at different locations through the years and has always passed with flying colors. That night, unfortunately, he mistook the young man as somebody had been in the bar the week before, whom he had carded and made a legitimate sale to. We've had an opportunity to talk with him. I can guarantee that that's not going to happen to him again. The hotel's policy is to card everybody. The hotel also has a policy that all of their F&B personnel, all 11 of them, are TIPS or other Maryland recognized alcohol awareness certified. In fact, we have provided the board with all 11 certifications, and the board will note that no certification is more than 2 years old, because even though they're valid for 4 years, Graduate Hotel wants to make sure that their employees remember how important this is. In furtherance of that, another thing that they do, just like Chart House, is have pre-shift meetings. Every day, the team is reminded of the importance of not only making sure that the people are old enough to drink, but also to make sure that they don't reach the level of intoxication. The sale of alcohol is not a significant portion of the business, but it is an accommodation to their customer. They take the privilege very seriously, and they understand their obligations to not only this board, but quite frankly, the community at large. The other thing we've provided to the board, and we would ask that both the TIP certification cards and the training manual be admitted into evidence. The training manual, if the board has had a chance to look at it, starts by talking about the importance of the service of responsible, the importance of responsible alcohol service. I got that one backwards, didn't I? It's part and parcel of who they are and what they do. The young man involved in the incident was not terminated. This was actually his first violation of any nature at this hotel. He has been recertified, and after having spoken with him, I thought Brian was going to be on tonight. I don't think he will ever again be before this board or any other board in connection with the sale to minor. He's never going to make the mistake of assuming he recognized somebody again. And that would be our case, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thanks, Ms. Carter. Let's see if the board has any questions. Do any board members have any questions of Ms. Carter?
I have none.
I have none either.
All right, Well, with no questions, we'll confer on this case and we'll render our decision before our next meeting, which is scheduled for October 5th, 2022. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you very much. You all have a great and safe evening. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you. Sergeant Fitzpatrick, thanks again for being here tonight. You are excused. We appreciate all your hard work. Get back to your daughter's Zoom meeting, whatever she's doing.
Yeah, thank you. Is that the only one we had tonight?
That's those are the only two. Yes, sir.
Oh, awesome. I thought it was gonna be a long night.
Nope, you're up the
You're
hook.
lucky.
Last month was a long
Right.
night. All right, y'all have a good night. Take care.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll declare the disciplinary hearing closed and we will move on to new business. First item is a request for a substitution of a licensee for Mission Barbecue Downtown Annapolis LLC, trading as Mission Barbecue. This is an application for a substitution, adding Randall Reniker and removing Jody Callis. And I see Mr. Callis, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. For some reason, my picture's not up.
Do you have that camera icon in the bottom left corner? Oh, now you're muted, Nick.
Nick, I just tried to send you. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourself for the record, name and address, and then I'm going to ask for Mr. Reniker to give us his name and address as well.
I'm Nicholas Callis, Kallis. My office is 90 Cathedral Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
Thank you. Mr. Reniker, if you could do the same thing too, please.
So Randy Reniker, 431 Mariana Drive in Millersville, 21108. My home address.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, sir. Mr. Callis, we'll turn it over to you. Let us know what you're seeking tonight.
Thank you. We're seeking the substitution, as you correctly stated, to substitute Mr. Reniker for Jody Callis to serve as the licensee on Mission Barbecue Downtown Annapolis LLC's alcoholic beverage license, which is a beer license only.
No other changes, just a simple substitution, Mr. Callis?
That's correct, sir. No other changes whatsoever.
Does the board have any questions of Mr. Callis regarding this substitution request?
I have none.
I do not.
None.
All right, hearing none, do I hear a motion regarding this request for a substitution of a licensee for Mission Barbecue Downtown Annapolis, 142 Dock Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401, removing Jody Callis and adding Mr. Reniker?
I move.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, your request is granted. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, sir.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Mr. Chair, before we move on, can I
Yes,
ask the city attorney a quick question pertaining to motions? What were the proper words?
So moved. If
That's
if you're repeating, although Robert's Rules of Order recently has kind of disfavored that, it's been a practice in many organizations to just say so moved if the chair has restated the motion. Generally, in order to be clear in the record, it's better if you state a motion. I move that X, Y, and Z. I move that the application be denied, that kind of language.
Great, thank you.
But it works in this fashion.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have a request or an application for a special Class C one-day liquor license, which is beer, wine, and liquor, including live music, to Historic Annapolis, Blazers, Bourbons, and Cigars, which is scheduled for Thursday, September 29th, 2022, 5 to 9 p.m., located at 186 Prince George Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. And Who's here tonight for Historic Annapolis Inc.?
Hi, I'm Kaylin Bedsworth. I'm here for Historic Annapolis.
Great. Could you just give us your address for the record, Ms. Bedsworth?
My address is 619 North Bestgate Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
Great. And if you could tell us a little bit about this event.
Blazers Bourbon Cigars is an annual fundraiser for Historic Annapolis. It's one of two we host every year in the William Paca Garden on Prince George Street. It is a fundraiser that supports our operations to preserve and protect the history of Annapolis through historic sites and the oral histories of people, and helps us maintain our buildings as museums and our Museum of Historic Annapolis. It's a very large fundraiser for us. This is its 9th year, so we are on a roll, almost ready for 10. It is a 21 and over event, so we do advertise that as part of the marketing. And we do card at the door, as well as our bartenders, who are all tip certified, do also card if they feel it's necessary. But it is solely 21 and over. We also ask the Annapolis County or Annapolis Police to come and do extra patrols throughout the area. We encourage people to ride share. Contrary to what was on our application, we actually do not plan to have live music this year, so that will be eliminated from our application, or it is a change from what we applied for. But other than that, we believe in hosting a safe and fun event for our patrons and constituents, and hope everybody has a good time, but is safe while doing it.
Now, you've done this for many years in the past. Have you had any issues at all?
Not that I'm aware of in my 6 years of
Perfect answer.
history.
Perfect answer. And it's pretty much the exact same setup in the past.
Yes, there is a ticket price, which includes all food and drink. We do not allow alcohol to leave the premises, and it is served by tip certified bartenders.
Okay, great. Does the board have any questions? All right, hearing none. Is there a motion regarding this special Class C one-day liquor license, beer, wine, and liquor, the Historic Annapolis Blazers Bourbon and Cigars, scheduled on Thursday, September 29th, 2022, from 5 to 9 p.m., 186 Prince George Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
I motion to approve this application.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, your request is approved. Have fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have a request from the Fleet Reserve Club for an open to the public event number 1 for the sailboat and powerboat shows, which are scheduled for October 6th through October 9th, October 13th through 17th, 2022. The hours being 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., 100 Compromise Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. Mr. Porter, you're here tonight on behalf of the Fleet Reserve Club?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could just give us your address for the record, please.
617 Emerald Drive, Unit 204, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
All right, why don't you tell us a little bit about this event?
Okay, it's an ongoing tradition for the club to open up to the public and join the boat show, and we're asking for our special exemption to open to the public for the shows. And one of our biggest fundraisers of the year, allow them to purchase drinks, beverages, and bring them into the boat show grounds. The club front entrance will be guarded by Fleet Reserve staff, and large signage posted no alcoholic beverages beyond this point. We will have a beer truck for storage in our lot, but will not be used for dispensing purposes. All bartenders are tips trained. We've had no past issues in previous boat shows, and the hours are the same as the boat shows, and we will close the doors accordingly to the public at those hours.
All right, does the board have any questions of Mr. Porter regarding this event?
Mr. Porter, how many years now?
Oh, me?
Well, the fleet doing this.
Longer than I've been here. Since the first, oh, it's pretty the second or third one.
Any additional questions of Mr. Porter? All right, hearing none, do I hear a motion regarding this request for an open to the public event number 1 to the Fleet Reserve Club of Annapolis for the sailboat and powerboat shows scheduled for October 6th through 9th, October 13th through 17th, from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., 100 Compromise Street, Annapolis 21401.
I motion to approve the application.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, your request is granted. Thanks for being here tonight, Mr. Porter.
Thank you.
Next, we have another request for an application for consumption on alcohol on city property. This is a request by Ms. Guzman Cruz for a wedding ceremony at the Stanton Center scheduled on Saturday, September 17th, 2021. From 11 a.m. to midnight, 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. And who's here tonight on behalf of the applicants?
Hi, my name is Juliana Garcia Guzman. That's my mom. She's getting married. Her name's Maria Guzman Cruz.
Hi.
I'm just talking for her because she doesn't speak English, so I'm going to translate for her.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about this event?
So it's my mom's wedding, 17th of this month, and we don't really expect a lot of people to go because like she sort of just sent out 50 invitations out, and like it might people might bring other guests with them along with them, but I know there's like not a lot of teenagers going. The only teenagers that are like gonna be there are gonna be like me, my 2 sisters, and my cousins, which are like probably like 6 or 7. But she had like strictly asked them to like not bring a teenager because they don't even like weddings. So yeah, so we like said to like, since it's not even like a quinceañera, which is like a bigger party, the teens don't have to come. So they were like, okay, yeah, it's just adults coming in to the wedding.
So you think you're gonna have everybody over the age of 21 except for a couple family members?
Yeah, which is like me, my 2 sisters. My sister, she's actually 20, but nothing. Yeah, she's 20, but she's like really. And then it's me that I'm 17, and then my sister, she's 16. And other cousins that are like 16, yeah.
Okay. And
there's like, yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay. You got some security guards that are going to be there?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We have securities, and then but we like have the 2 certified securities. It's these 2 men that like have like the certificate that like they pass a certain test. I'm not really sure what it's called. And then we have other securities that are going to be there that are part of the building. The stand.
Okay, and you guys are gonna make sure you give wristbands to everybody who's over the age of 21.
Y dice que vas a asegurarte que todos tengan como los brazaletes. Yeah, she's aware of that.
Okay, great. And what are you gonna have bartenders there? How are you gonna serve the alcohol?
No vamos a tener bartender, ¿verdad? O vamos a tener como así los hombres que sirven las cervezas.
Vamos a tener como 2 hermanos que van.
So yeah, so my uncles, my mom's brothers, they're gonna be helping serve the beer and stuff. They're gonna like take it in like bins and stuff and just like hand it out to like the grown-ups and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And it's from 11 a.m. to midnight, huh?
11 a.m.
A las 12.
No, ¿qué hora empieza la fiesta?
A las 4.
Oh, the party's from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Okay, 4 p.m. That sounds a little more reasonable.
Yeah, I don't know why
it's going to be a really long party. All right. Do the board members have any questions regarding this event?
I think you're pretty well covered, Mr. Chairman. I move that we approve this application.
A second.
Yeah.
All right.
Center does a really good job.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, your request is approved. Have a nice wedding.
Thank you so much.
Have fun. And
Congratulations.
you are such an inspiration, young lady. You know, I want to see you back here. You're wonderful. So just have a great time for your mom, okay?
Thank you. You guys too. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
You too.
Take care.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Next, we have a request for an extension of licensed premises with the consumption of alcoholic beverages for the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel, the 2022 boat shows. These are scheduled for October 6th through 9th and October 13th through 17th, 2022, from noon to 6 p.m., located at 100 Compromise Street, Annapolis 21401. And who do we have here tonight for the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel?
Hey, I'm Chris Townsend. I'm the food and beverage director for Pussers and for the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel. And just to clarify, we're at 80 Compromise Street.
Oh, I'm sorry, 80 Compromise Street. My fault. Could you just, Mr. Townsend, could you just give us the your address for the record, please?
Yes, sir. I live at 820 Ruckshire Drive, and that's Arnold, Maryland, 21012.
Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the event that's taking place at 80 Compromise Street?
Yes, sir. We're looking to continue the tradition that we've done here at Pussers. This will be our 28th boat show. This will be the 14th boat show that I've been a part of here at Pussers. We are looking to have satellite stations around the property serving food and beverage. We are asking for permission to allow patrons to carry the beverages into the show. We were also asking for permission to have live music upstairs on the patio from 1 to 5. And DJs playing throughout the day when the bands aren't playing, announcing things that are going on, food specials, things of that sort. We also are asking permission to have Buck Distributing put a beer truck in the valet circle, as we have done in the past, that will be storing beer. There will be no service of beer out of that truck. We will have tip certified bar staff working at all the stations, as well as tip certified doormen. We have made sure that we have recently updated everyone's tip certification. And we've done this several times, and we're just asking permission to host a great party again.
All right, you've done this so much, it's like second nature, but have you ever had any problems in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Board have any questions?
I have none. I move that we accept this application.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, your request is granted. Thank you, Mr. Townsend, appreciate it.
Thank you. Hope to see you at the boat shows. Thank you again.
Next up, we have a request for an extension of licensed premises with consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property for the Annapolis Songwriters Festival. This is scheduled on September 16th and 17th from 5 to 10 p.m. at Susan Campbell Park, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. And who do we have here for this request?
Kyle Muehlhauser with Ramshead.
All right, Mr. Muehlhauser, can you give us your address for the record, please?
Sure, 409 Grinstead Road, Severna Park, Maryland, 21146.
All right, why don't you tell us a little bit about this event?
Sure, my computer cut out as I was getting entered in, so I know I'm actually on for two different applications tonight.
Oh, sure, this is the Annapolis Songwriters Festival.
Sure, we've got one down at City Dock and one at the MC3 facility. So
yeah, this is the one. This is the Susan Campbell Park one.
Okay, yeah. So Annapolis Songwriters Festival, a 3-day festival throughout the city, 15th through the 17th. Majority of that festival is taking place in licensed facilities throughout the city. Some ticketed, some free events. Down at City Dock, what we're referencing now will be Friday and Saturday evening. We'll have a closed off area in the parking lot in front of Susan Campbell Park for 2 ticketed concerts, both starting at 5 p.m. Friday and Saturday. The area will be secured via fencing and bike rack. And then ticketed patrons will be able to enter that area. And our goal there to serve alcohol to those patrons. We have our bartenders and other local bartenders that will be serving these patrons. We will have a booth where we'll be ID checking people. They'll need to have a wristband to be able to drink within the secure area. We have hired an outside security company, Wolf Security, who'll be providing the majority of the security for the event. For these two events, we have 18 security personnel through the security company, along with 6 of our own experienced security personnel. And then we've also worked with Paul Gibbs to secure 2 officers for each night at the event.
Okay. Does the board have any questions regarding this event?
No, no alcohol outside the secured area, correct?
Correct.
All right. Any additional questions?
No,
All right.
usually the events that go on down there are pretty well secured. So hopefully this is no different.
All right. Well, then do I hear a motion? Do I hear a motion regarding this request for an extension of licensed premises with the consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property for the Annapolis Songwriters Festival, September 16th and 17th, 2022 from 5 to 10 p.m. Susan Campbell Park, Annapolis 21401.
A motion to approve the application.
A second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Your request is granted. Thanks, Mr. Muehlhauser.
Thank you very much. And I'll be speaking on behalf of the other application for MC3 as well.
Okay. I think that's coming up in just a little bit, but sit tight and we'll get with it as soon as we can.
Happy to wait. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, next we've got a request for an extension of a licensed premises with the consumption of alcoholic beverages for Galway Bay. This is for the Maryland Avenue and State Circle Festival, Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Maryland Avenue and State Circle, Annapolis 21401. Mr. Clark, good to see you tonight.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
Great, thanks. Can you just give us your address for the record and tell us a little bit about this event?
Sure. My name's Anthony Clark. I'm a co-owner and licensee of Galway Bay on Maryland Avenue, located 63 Maryland Avenue. And we have a request in to serve alcohol to a restricted area adjoining Galway Bay directly onto the footpath and the street on our fall festival. And this is just to remind the board, the last one we had was canceled in 2019 due to weather. So we haven't had one on Maryland Avenue for nearly 3 years. So there are a lot of people are looking forward to it. A lot of the merchants get involved. It generates some activity. Originally, we'd scheduled it for September, but it conflicted with Oktoberfest in West Annapolis. So we rescheduled the date, which freed up a lot of vendor participation and gives us more of that fall focus on Maryland Avenue. Galway Bay is an operation. We'll secure the area with planters and a structural barricade with an access and a host stand at the entrance, whereby people will check in for reservations. Everybody will be seated. All of the food and beverages will be served from our inside bar area and kitchen and be controlled by servers directly. And we have managers and hosts right at the door. We've been doing this since the festivals started in 1999. We opened in 98. We have never had any incidents. It's really just a fun locals and tourist visitors to Annapolis Day to enjoy Maryland Avenue when it's closed, and all the vendors and participation. There will be music in different areas of the street, both on the upper and the lower, and they'll rotate to just provide that atmosphere.
Okay. Does the board have any questions of Mr. Clark regarding this request?
I have none.
No.
I make a motion that we approve this application.
I'll second.
I'll second that.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Your request is granted. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much to the board.
Take care. Thanks.
Night.
Okay. Next, we have an open to the public event number 4 request for the Peerless Wrens Club, 406 Chester Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland 21401. This is for a music event scheduled for Saturday, September 10th, 2022, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. 406 Chester Avenue, Annapolis 21403. And who's here tonight for the Peerless Wrens Club?
Hi there, my name is Keisha Kersey, and I'm here on behalf of the Peerless Runners Club.
Hi, Ms. Kersey. Could you give us your address for the record and then go ahead and tell us a little bit about this 4th event?
Sure, I'm at 5119 Lee Street Northeast in Washington, DC. And the event is a Zydeco event. If you've recognized me from before, we've had 2 previous events. One, I just love Zydeco. And we've had the opportunity to have some Zydeco musicians who've been interested in performing. So this one is Corey Arsenault, who's from Lafayette, Louisiana originally, but has moved up to the DMV area and was interested in performing at our club. He was at one of our last events. We're a historically Black social club founded in 1948 as like a community gathering space, and we're working to continue that tradition of gathering. And music has traditionally been a part of that. So we're interested in hosting Corey. He's an accordion player and a singer. We anticipate having about 50 attendees at this event, a little bit less than before because he's a little less known, but still an amazing musician. It's going to be a ticketed event, so we can control the folks that are coming in. Our events like this are over 21, so IDs are checked at the door. We have security at the door. 3 of our members are now all retired police officers with the Anne Arundel Police Department, Annapolis City Police Department, and then Maryland Department of Natural Resources. And then I'll also add my mom to that list because she usually works the door as well. And she's a pretty tough security person in terms of making sure all the rules are being followed. She's a tough cookie. We've also, one of your previous questions was just around neighbors. With these events, we've made sure to invite our neighbors to make sure that they know that they are welcome in our space. And it's been really fun getting to know them. So we're hoping some of them come as well because they have come to some of the previous public events that we've had.
Okay. Does the board have any questions regarding this event?
I have none.
No, I motion to approve the application.
Second.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. That application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I apologize. I didn't realize you were here for 3 events. So I'll combine event number 12 and 13 and we'll take those together. We have a request for an open to the public event number 5 and number 6 by the Peerless Wrens Club. Event number 5 is for another musical performance scheduled for Friday, October 14th, 2022 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 406 Chester Avenue, Annapolis 21403. Event number 6 is the Peerless Wrens Holiday Party scheduled on Friday, December 2nd, 2022 from 6 to 10 p.m. also located at 406 Chester Avenue, Annapolis 21403. Ms. Kersey, I'm going to ask you to give us your address again for the record. Oh, I'm sorry, Cindy.
That should also include number 14.
It should. We'll also include number 14. Thank you, Cindy. Event number 14 is an open to the public event number 7 by the Peerless Wrens Club for another musical event scheduled on Saturday, December 17th, 2022. 6 to 10 p.m. at 406 Chester Avenue, Annapolis 21403. Ms. Kersey, now's the time for your address again for the record. Thanks.
Sure. 5119 Lee Street Northeast, Washington, D.C. 20019.
All right. Why don't you tell us about these 3 events?
Sure. The second one is pretty much similar to the first, but it's a blues musician, a visually impaired blues musician from Louisiana named Lynn August, who's going to be sort of making the rounds in the DMV area. We have a lot of folks that are interested in like blues, so we were definitely happy to host him. He's got an incredible story if any of you are ever interested in looking him up. But do you also want me to talk about the event on the 17th, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, why don't you tell us, so you've told us about the event number 5, which is October 14th. Why don't you tell us about the other 2 as well in conjunction, and then we'll just.
Right. So both very similar. And then the last event that will be held on December 17th is Stacy Brooks, who's a personal friend of mine and a blues singer who came to one of our musical events earlier and just really loved our space and loved the history and said that she would love to come sing at it. So with those 3 events, they're all similar in terms of the security who will be staffing the door to ensure no one under 21 comes in. They're all over 21 events. Those are all ticket events as well. So we'll ensure can manage who is coming into the club. Everybody has to sign into the club as part of our policies and procedures. All the bartenders that are working these events are certified and again, open to the neighborhood. None of the events go past 10 p.m. We're pretty good about making sure people are getting out of there at that time. And I think that's all for that. And then the event on the December the 2nd, which is our holiday party. We had these previously. I don't think we've had it in about 3 years since the pandemic. And so we were approached by the D30 Democratic Club who was interested in partnering with us on the holiday party. So wanted to present that to you as well. When we've done these in previous years, we've had about 65 attendees. So we've anticipated the same. Again, this event would only be for folks that are over 21. We'll be working to provide the security at the door like we do for all of our events. And then we'll be working with the folks from the D30 Democratic Club just to ensure that they're aware of all the rules and regulations that we are responsible for upholding.
Okay. Sorry to kind of put you on the spotlight there and throw all 3 together, but
no worries.
So do we have any questions from any board members regarding any of these 3 additional events?
I have none.
I have none.
Therefore, I move that these 3 applications be accepted.
I'll second that.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Your requests are granted. Thanks, Ms. Kersey. Appreciate it. Have fun.
Have
Great.
fun.
Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Have fun. Sounds.
All right. The next 2 events concern the American Legion. So we'll combine events number 15 and 16. Event number 15 is a request for an open to the public event number 1 to the American Legion, post 141, for a fundraiser dinner scheduled on Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, from 6 p.m. to midnight. The next event is an open to the public event number 2 by the American Legion. This is, again, for another fundraiser dinner, but this time scheduled for Friday, December 23rd, 2022, from 6 p.m. to midnight. Both events taking place at 1707 Forest Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. And who is here tonight for the American Legion?
I do not have the person on my list that should be here from the American Legion. I don't know if there's someone else.
I don't think so. It's normally. Well, unfortunately, it looks like nobody from the American Legion appeared. So let's make sure they don't have their, well, I guess they can technically get back on for the October and December matters. But Cindy, do you mind sending them a letter letting them know that they failed to appear and tell them that they have to come back? I'm sure you've got a letter saved on your computer from the past.
Yes, sir. Not a problem. I'm very concerned about that unadvertised event, though, that we were supposed to talk about tonight.
Sure. Let's talk about that in an executive session afterwards, and we can kind of figure out where we're going to take that. But maybe we can just do one letter that combines their failure to appear and that advertised event. But we'll talk about it in an executive session if that's all right with everybody.
Sounds
okay.
Good.
Great. Moving on to the Eastport Democratic Club. We have a request for an open to the public event number 4 by the Eastport Democratic Club for the Oktoberfest, scheduled on Sunday, October 1, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 525 State Street, Annapolis, 21403.
Mr. Chairman, you have 2 events on the agenda for them.
Yep, I certainly do. Back to back. We also have another one that is for The Sunday on the Rocks, which is scheduled on Sunday, October 30th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 525 State Street, Annapolis 21401. Thank you, Dick. We'll combine both of those events. And I see Mr. Forney present. How are you, Mr. Forney?
Hi, everybody. Good to see you.
All right, Mr. Forney, why don't you tell us about the Oktoberfest and about Sunday on the Rocks?
Well, Oktoberfest is an event we usually have every October, celebrate October. We're going to have it open to the public. It's going to be 10 to 6. We're having a band. We did finally install a new fence, so we're all legal with that around the premises. It's going to be about 200 people. We are R-TIP certified, and we do have a person on site that will be that has crowd control. All our bartenders are certified, the managers are, and we will have security walking around, and we have 2 entrances. They both will be armed with people checking IDs and wristbands.
All right, how about the Sunday on the Rocks? Is that the same sort of thing?
Pretty much the same thing. People just miss the outside music, and we want to just throw a little event together for we used to call it Sunday on the Rocks when it was COVID related, and we just want to throw one more in. A lot of members and neighbors are asking for it, except our certain 1 or 2 that don't like music. But yeah, it's a good time.
All right, and we're making sure we're keeping the music down to a reasonable level, right?
Yes, sir. We check it with meters the whole time that they're playing.
Okay, excellent. Any questions from Mr. Forney regarding these events? Nope.
No, my question was only about the noise as well. You took care of that, so. I motion to approve the applications.
A second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All
Thank
right,
you,
your
everybody.
requests are granted. Play nice with the neighbors, please.
I'm trying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Bye.
All right, next we have a special class C 1-day liquor license request by the Maryland Cultural and Conference Center for the Annapolis the Annapolis Songwriters Kickoff event. This is scheduled for Thursday, September 15th from 5 to 9 p.m. Located at 3 Park Place, Annapolis 21401. And I think that we have, since these are 2 completely separate matters, I'm gonna hear them differently. So I think Mr. Mulhauser was here for the first one. Kyle, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, why don't you, can you turn your camera on, please?
It says you have stopped it. It says the host has stopped it.
Oh, okay.
I can fix that.
All right, thanks.
Sorry about that.
No, no
Yep,
problem
no
at all.
problem.
Thanks, Kyle. If you could just give us your address again for the record and tell us a little bit about this one.
Sure, 409 Grinstead Road, Severna Park, Maryland, 21146. So this is in reference to the Thursday night, which at MC3 will be the kickoff portion of our event. This one will be free to the public from 5 o'clock until 8:30. Will be a free concert, very similar to the other event we discussed, a secure area with IDs being checked and wristbands being issued. Same outside security company, along with our own security personnel. Again, have Paul Gibbs involved and have police officers on site. So yeah, that's it. I'm happy to take questions.
All right, any questions from the board regarding this event?
You're holding this where? Park Place?
Yes, MC3, the lawn area next to the Westin there.
Okay.
Okay.
Any additional questions? All right.
Oh, I'll make a motion to approve the application.
A second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, that request is approved.
Thank you very much.
And then item number 20, We have another application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property. This is by, again, the Maryland Cultural Conference Center. This is for the the United States Powerboat and Sailboat shows, scheduled for October 6th through 9th and October 13th through 17th, 2022, located at 1 Dock Street, Annapolis, 21401, from 11:30 to 6:30 p.m. Ms. Ewenson, good to see you tonight. Could you just give us your address for the record, please?
Yeah, I'm Mary Ewenson, 139 Pinecrest Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Thanks. And Mr. Davis, are you here for this as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, could you just give us your address for the record too, please?
Sure. It's 5 Park Place, Unit 601, Annapolis, 21401.
All right, great. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about this event.
I can take that
Either
one.
one of you. Go right ahead, Mary. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we will be hosting a VIP area and a tasting tent within the grounds of the United States Powerboat Show and the United States Sailboat Show. And they're small liquor tastings. It's a secured area. It's fenced all the way around, and we have 100% ID check to be over 21 to enter into those areas. It's the same thing that we've done for many years down at City Dock during the 2 boat shows.
All right. Does the board have any questions regarding this request?
No, I have none.
I have none.
Okay. All right. Well, then I would entertain a motion for approval for this.
I will second that.
I'll second.
Okay. All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. This request is approved. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you very much. We'll see you at the boat show. Thanks.
See you there. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, next we have an open to the public event number 1 for Severance Sailing Association. This is at 311 First Street, Annapolis 21403 for the J24 North American Championship, scheduled on Thursday, October 27th through the 30th from 3 to 10 p.m. at SSA. Mr. Rich, good to see you. If you could give us your address for the record and tell us a little bit about this event.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Peter Rich. My address is 1146 Mainsail Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. This is an event that the J24s have been having for about 40 years, since the early 1980s. Mostly it's been the East Coast Championships. And I've been involved since about 1990 in this event. This year, the J24 International class, was planning to have their North Americans in Canada earlier this year, but because of some travel restrictions and problems, they asked us to take it on instead of having it in Canada. So we basically just went from the East Coast to the North Americans. And because of that, we're having a few extra boats come in, including 2 from Japan, which of course isn't North America, but they're coming anyway. 1 from Argentina and 1 from Bermuda, and probably a couple from Canada. So like I said, we've been holding this event for many years. I've applied in front of this board several times for this same license. It's a 3-day regatta, and the boats get in usually a day early and set up on Thursday. And then we race on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the boats leave on Sunday afternoon. We have a beer trailer brought in, and we have all tip certified servers, and we have 2 access gates at SSA, which we post people at for access control, and we also use wristbands for carding purposes. It's almost exclusively an adult event. There might be a few crews with 1 or 2 juniors in them, but it's most all over 21 people. And if there are any juniors, we'll certainly card them, and they will not be drinking any alcohol.
Okay. All right. Does the board have any questions regarding this event?
Is this primarily for members and race participants, not the general public?
Yes, it's race participants. SSA will have, out of the 40 or so boats that will attend, I think 7 or 8 of us will be SSA members, and the rest will be from various yacht clubs typically up and down the East Coast, but as I said, a few international travelers coming in for this event this year.
And what's up with the free beer trailer?
Well,
I mean, come on.
we try to attract large participation and
Yeah, you do.
when you get off the water, you want to have a drink and talk about your races with your buddies from out of town. It usually wraps up relatively early because we get back out on the water early the next day, and it's typically pretty breezy in October. So
so where will people actually get the wristbands?
When they for registration, you have a check-in. You actually have to weigh in, and you have to give your name. So at that registration, we will also be giving out wristbands for the people who are over 21.
Cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I move this application be approved.
I'll
second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, request is granted. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, next we have an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property by the Annapolis Dragon Boat Foundation for Dragon Fest raffle and party. This is scheduled for Sunday, October 2nd, 2022 on 4th Street, Severn Avenue North to Leon Wolf Park, including Pier 4 Marina parking lot, Annapolis, Maryland 21403 from noon to 3 p.m. And who is here tonight for the Annapolis Dragon Boat Foundation?
He's on mute.
He's on mute, yeah. Kat,
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we got you. Go right ahead.
Okay. Good evening.
We can kind of hear you twice here.
That's good. Does she have 2 devices going?
She did. I think I just removed the one that's not in use, so that should be fixed.
All right,
Thank
Kathy, let's try again. See how you sound.
Okay.
Much better.
My name is Kathy Heron. I'm a member of the Annapolis Dragon Boat Club, and I reside at 849 Holly Drive South, Annapolis, 21409.
All right.
Briefly, by way of background, I taught high school and coached. I served in the United States Marine Corps, and the bulk of my career, I served as a special agent for the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the Baltimore Division. I'm heading up security for ADBC, the Annapolis Dragon Boat Club. For the Dragon Fest, this is our first annual, and it's going to be held on October 2nd, Sunday from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Pier 4 Marina. This celebration is to kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month and to benefit the breast cancer survivors and our outreach program at Anne Arundel Medical Center. Ironically, ADBC was founded by Mike Ashford, who owned McGarvey's, and himself was a breast cancer survivor. In 2010, Mike started the club as a result of medical studies he did, the research. He found out that breast cancer survivors actually do very well physically and mentally as a result of dragon boating. 50% of our members are breast cancer survivors, and we have other cancer survivors. Many of our members are supporters just simply because they enjoy the sport. ADBC is a nonprofit, and this is a fundraising event. It's to defray cost also for our operations, our boats, and our breast cancer survivors will be attending an International Breast Cancer Dragon Boat Festival in New Zealand in April of next year, which is attended by 40 to 60 countries who have breast cancer survivor teams. Logistically, this event is going to be held on 4th Street up to Severn Avenue on the Spa Creek side. We're going to close it off by a barrier, and we're gonna have it manned. It's gonna be open to the public, and anyone coming in is gonna have to show valid photo ID, and they will be given a wristband to purchase alcohol. In addition to the alcohol, we're gonna serve non-alcoholic beverages, barbecue, oysters, and Forward Brewery is going to provide a Dragon Boat beer for us in kegs. There'll be a silent auction, a raffle, and there will be a band present. The City of Annapolis parking lot has a stairwell that leads into the Leon Wolf Park. That's a small park that overlooks our boats in Spa Creek. That's also a location that we're going to have manned to prevent people from leaving the affair with alcohol or coming in without proof of ID. Fortunately, we have 2 members that worked at McGarvey's, and we have distributed the alcohol awareness training guide to all security members and those serving alcohol that day. I've contacted the Annapolis City PD, and they're aware of our event, and they're going to get in contact with me with any suggestions or coverage they would like to provide. And that's it.
Well, I think that certainly covers it, unless anybody has any questions.
I think
No,
that
that's
was very,
pretty
very,
thorough.
very thorough.
It's impressive.
Thank you.
So, with all that, I move that we approve this application.
I second.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, your request is approved. Have fun.
Can
Good luck.
I ask one question?
Sure.
Forward Brewery asked that we give them a copy of your approval for the license. How do I go about getting that?
You will need to talk with Miss Cindy. And
right.
do you have her contact information?
I do.
Perfect. She's the one to talk to.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have a request for consumption on city property with live music to the West Annapolis Business Affiliation for the West Annapolis Oktoberfest, which is scheduled on Sunday, September 25th, 2022, located on Annapolis Street in West Annapolis from Taylor Avenue to Monterey Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland 21401 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Who's here tonight for the West Annapolis Business Affiliation?
I do not have anyone here for the West Annapolis Business Affiliation.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, man.
I don't have that in our agenda.
You don't have the Oktoberfest?
No.
It's number 23.
I went from Annapolis Dragon Boat to Shanti Brothers.
It's in the paperwork.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well,
So no Diana Love or Shannon Abrams.
Document that just said West Annapolis Business Affiliation. So
I spoke with both of them, so I have no idea why they're not here.
Hmm.
this is a big event and it takes place on the 25th before our next meeting.
Can we?
Do we need to come back for like a special
Yeah.
meeting or Cindy
Because I-
contact them?
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll move on and we can talk about, we can't be approved right now. Why don't we move on and we can talk about what we can do in an executive session?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Item number 24, we have an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property by the Rotary Club of Annapolis for a pre/post crab feast scheduled on Sunday, September 18th, 2022, 914 Bay Ridge Avenue, Annapolis 21401 from 2 to 4 p.m.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Richards, and I'm current immediate past president of the Rotary Club of Annapolis. And
Okay.
My address is 1116 Boucher Avenue, Annapolis 21403.
All right, thanks, Ms. Richards. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this event?
So the Rotary Club of Annapolis has been doing a huge crab event for 77 years. And during that event, Rotarians are not allowed to eat crabs because they're so busy working. So we usually have an event just for Rotarians before or after the event. So we have proposed Sunday, September 18th from 2 to 4. And usually we have it at a park of some sort. This year, we were not able to make accommodations. I am also a trustee at the Eastport Volunteer Fire Company. So I propose that we have it on the grounds of the fire department here in Eastport. There should be about 40 adults in attendance, no music. It's basically just some crabs, hamburgers, and hot dogs. A picnic, if you will. I did take the crowd management training, and my husband and I, who are both members of the fire department, will be security and make sure that people are acting appropriately.
Okay, and I see it's an adults only event. Everybody's going to be over 21.
Correct.
Okay, great. Does the board have any questions regarding this event?
No.
No, I'll make a motion to approve the application.
I'll second that motion.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, your request is approved. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Have a great night.
Enjoy.
You too. All right, last, we have a request for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property with live music for another wedding reception. This is scheduled on Friday, September 9th, 2022 at the Stanton Center, 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401 from 6 to 10 p.m. And I don't think we have anybody from.
She's here. She's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Brown. I didn't see you down there. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Why don't you give us your address for the record, please?
1101 Newtown Drive, apartment 201, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this wedding event?
This is my brother's first wedding. So we're having he's getting married at the courthouse on Friday at 3 o'clock, and the reception, we're going to have a reception at the Stanton Community Center from 6 to 11. No children, all adults. Everyone is going to bring their own BYOB. And of course, we need the liquor license. We do have security as well that will be at the door. So anybody that does not belong in there will not come in there. Is no underage children. This is an adult event. So I just want my brother to be happy, and him and his fiance, because it's been a long time coming. It's been over 24 years, so it was time for them to do this. So I just want them to be happy and live happily ever after.
All right. Well, I think we want that too. So you're only expecting about 75 people to be there?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Does the board have any questions about this event?
Yeah.
You said you had security, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And Mr.
And the security is licensed.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And Mr. Brown, he's an employee of
Yes.
of
the city of Annapolis. Yes.
Great responsibility.
Well, with that, give them our congratulations, and I move that we approve this application.
Second that.
I will, and thank you. Thank you so much.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, your request is approved.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Take care.
All right.
Okay, well, that is the last item on our agenda tonight. We have a couple things to discuss in an executive session. So with that, I would move that we sign off and reconvene in an executive session.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.